Topping today's news, another SpaceX test flight over the Bahamas airspace angers residents. Several Family Island communities rocked by violence. The Prime Minister sees increased imports as a sign of economic growth, and some unions plan to boycott the upcoming Labor Day parade, while others will take part. This is your JCN Evening News. I'm Jarino Saunders. It's a pleasure to have you join us. On Monday, the government released a press statement informing the public of the upcoming launch of a SpaceX Starship test flight approved by the United States Federal Aviation Administration, scheduled for this evening at around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time as part of SpaceX's ongoing development of the next generation space transportation. According to SpaceX, the planned flight is several 100,000 feet above Bahamian airspace and therefore does not require approval of Bahamas authorities. Nevertheless, many Bahamians are outraged, especially after debris from SpaceX Starship landed in Bahamian waters after it exploded in March this year. As a precautionary measure and in the interest of public safety, the Bahamas Air Navigation Service Authority will issue a notice to airmen, and the Port Department will issue a notice to mariners detailing the temporary safety zone during the flight. The government wants to make it clear that while the Bahamas currently maintains a formal agreement with SpaceX for the return and recovery of Falcon 9 first stage rocket boosters within Bahamian maritime waters, no such agreement currently exists with respect to Starship test flights. It has not been a great past 24 hours for our Family Islands, the reputation normally being peaceful and quiet. First, residents on Acklands still shocked over reports that a 17-year-old boy allegedly killed his father, severed his head, and buried him in a shallow grave on a beach at Masons Bay, reportedly with the assistance of his 14-year-old brother. Police detectives flew to Acklands to investigate that matter. Both boys are reportedly being questioned by police. The older son had reportedly been receiving counseling in the capital and had just returned to Acklands on the weekend. Also on the crime front, Grand Bahama, another 17-year-old male was set to be arraigned in the courts today, charged with murder. This is in connection to the suspicious death of a male that presented himself to the Rand Memorial Hospital with an injury to the abdomen on Saturday, May 17th, and died from complications from that injury on Tuesday, May 20th. This after a 15-year-old was charged with murder on Friday last in connection to a shooting death of Elroy Roll that took place on May 3rd off of Camp Road. Meanwhile, police on Eleuthera are investigating a late-night shooting on Harbour Island that resulted in a female being shot while sitting in a vehicle on Alice Street. Police have arrested 2 men and a female in connection with this incident. Our sources tell us the matter may have stemmed from an incident that took place at a recent beach party where it is alleged that the male targeted last night. In this incident, he pulled a gun on someone who is now perhaps seeking revenge. Prime Minister Philip Davis views reports that the Bahamas has seen an increase in imported goods by 18% in 2024 as a positive sign the economy is improving.
We're doing as much as we can. You have to look at where that increase is. We are still a consumptive society. The fact that the increase of imports are up speaks to how well the economy is doing. If we need to import more, it means that we need more. We need more. Why? Because the economy is working and people are working, and that's what we need.
While at an event on Monday, the Minister of Economic Affairs, Michael Halkitis, who worked closely with the Prime Minister and other government officials in the Ministry of Finance to put the 2025-2026 fiscal budget together, was asked to shed some light on what the nation can expect when Mr. Davis makes that budget presentation. He was not willing to give any in-depth details, perhaps not wanting to preempt the Prime Minister, but he said this much.
He will share some information on the financial performance of the government over the past year. He will give an update on how far we have come in terms of our medium-term plan to correct the public finances, and then he will give some forecasts on what we expect to happen over the coming year. Also in this presentation will be a report card, so to speak, on how we have performed against what we projected last year. And So I think the public will be informed that we are roughly on target with our projections, and he will give some update on some new initiatives that the government is doing.
The budget will be highly anticipated. The official opposition, by the way, releasing a statement of their own explaining that they expect to see some great things in that budget for the Bahamian people. If not, their voices will be heard. The Progressive Liberal Party denouncing the call by the Trade Union Congress President Obie Ferguson to boycott the Sarandle Fox Labor Day March set for June 6 in New Providence and Freeport, Grand Bahama. They say Mr. Ferguson's call will do injury to the workers and is not in their best interest. The statement said the pretext for the boycott is that the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the TUC and the PLP has not been fulfilled is a false assertion, and the truth to the contrary is easily verifiable. The PLP wants Ferguson and the TUC to reconsider and participate in the march. Meanwhile, the Bahamas Public Service Union says all of its umbrella unions will be taking part in the Labor Day parade. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.